Carney, Dr. Swallow, thank you. All the esteemed chair, board members and staff, faculty, friends, family, patients. Thank you for inviting me here today and for honoring me with this award. When your morning meditation says, remember the days when you prayed for what you have now. I think it's a not so subtle reminder from the universe and from the Creator to give thanks before receiving thanks. And so I thank God for allowing me to be here today with all of you, because when I look back over my life, and it's a beautiful and completely incomplete tapestry woven together from some really strange and somewhat tattered fibers. And it's a scrappy patchwork quilt on one side, and it's a divine and intricate roadmap, not unlike the quilts that our ancestors wove to escape slavery and depict the secret pathway to a better life and a better future, hidden right there in the fabric, hiding in plain sight. The story of my people is an underdog story, not unlike the story of our hallowed profession, osteopathic medicine, which set out to change some things in how we conceptualize and treat disease in this country and in the world. And so it is fitting that I call out and I honor the spirit of Meta Christie, who just 99 years ago was the first Black osteopathic physician. Not from Kirksville, not graduating from Des Moines, but graduating from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine in 1921. So you see, when people like to point out the fact that I'm a little bit of a rebel rouser, always diplomatically, I can't help it, it's in my DNA. My chosen family and friends who are here today, and those important loved ones who could not be here today, bear witness to it, and they have stood beside me through the darkest and the best of times, and I'm so, so thankful to all of you. I know I get a little recluse and driven, but I love all of you so very much. I would like to thank Grandview Health for allowing me to develop and express and now execute a vision for cancer care for our community with colleagues that I also consider family, some of whom are here today. And I'm supported in ways that most physicians could not dream in modern medicine. They have given such a permission to grow and build a cancer program, and I'm so humbled, I'm so very thankful. It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to be here and to work with Grandview Health. To Dr. Sesso, whose history of disruption in the field of surgery and surgical innovation has, particularly for osteopaths, but for all surgeons, is so worthy of recognition. It truly is. So 41 years ago, almost 42 years ago, this kid was born to a scared 20-year-old who had just finished her LPN, who'd already seen probably a little too much of life's harsh realities, and she would only live to see another 9 years of her life before she died from a rare disease that still does not have much better outcomes since the 70s and 80s and 90s, and that's ovarian cancer. My mother, her story ends so that the tattered pieces of her life could be added to my quilt, and I don't think anyone would imagine at 29 that their life would end the way that it did. And my grandmother took up the mantle to make the best of the situation. She raised my sister and I much the way she was raised in Depression-era Philadelphia. And when she got diagnosed with breast cancer in the 1980s and 90s twice, she was told each time she had 6 months to live. And each time she looked at her doctors and said, I don't think so. I have 2 girls to raise, and they're supposed to be somebody in the world. And so she probably found herself a new osteopathic physician who saw her through her diagnosis and into her late 80s when she would finally rest. In 2014, that was when she passed. And she was my first patient. I remember being 4 years old and taking blood pressures and with my play stethoscope and her real one. She was a nurse, and listening to her heart and taking vital signs and measuring blood sugar later in life through her finger sticks. And so at the end of my training, when I finished my fellowship, I wanted to come home and take care of her. We got her home on hospice, and I was in fact her very last physician. And what a privilege it was. And my quilt grew. 6 years ago, before I finished fellowship, Dr. Sesso, you might remember, I began emailing PCOM and trying to find out how I could take up the mantle of my mentor, Dr. Leonard Johnson, and Dr. Stephen Blake, and Dr. McNeil, and Dr. Hendrick, and to be of service to the college in a really deliberate way. To teach, to mentor. And I didn't have any money at the time, but I was going to give what I had, my time, my enthusiastic love for the profession, and maybe, hopefully, light a fire in my students, and in the way that those doctors had lit a fire in me. And it wasn't quite a straight path. But the lesson for the students, or my students, where are you guys? I see you over there. The lesson for the students is this: if you're going to give, give. Find a way. If you're going to serve, serve. Make a path. If it's something that you believe in, it's something that you're called to do, get busy. Finish your training with pride and with excellence and reach back, because there are people that need what you have to give. Now, as I've matured in my profession, I hope that I've inspired you not for the seeds that you will plant, but for the harvest that you and I will never, ever see, for the patients' lives that you will change, and for the future physicians that you will inspire. The next generation, because somebody saw my potential when I was sweeping floors in the laboratory, and Dr. Margie Thacker said, "You seem really interested. Would you like to learn something, learn a little bit more?" And Dr. Leonard Johnson looked at me and said, "Gary, you got potential to keep reading. We got to get you into Florida A&M University. We got to get you into PCOM because you have work to do." And that was Dr. Johnson. I think his son Ron is here today, and he truly was a force. And I hope that his spirit is amplified with the scholarship that we are endowing through PCOM, and I hope that it will inspire all of you to give as well. So arrival upon this campus found my thesis mentor from graduate school, Dr. Dina Pelt, and Dr. McBride, who embraced me and whose strategic planning had me in projects, workshops, whatever panels, anything I could do, I was certainly doing for the college. And Dr. Pickron Davis, who has taken up the mantle, whose strategic planning and diversity and community relations is taking us into the next decade and beyond, where we're creating pipelines for minority faculty development for our graduates and encouraging our recent DOs to stay connected to the college. The future of PCOM depends upon that. And so I might be the first Black woman to receive this award since its inception, but I promise you that I will not be the last. We can best honor our founders and the heritage of the college by not succumbing to the allure of resting in tradition, but by embracing the discomfort that growth and change brings, seizing the opportunity to expand our influence, our care, our philosophy, our family, our administrative and clinical faculty, our leaders. We can grow, we can broaden. PCOM has always, always led the charge. Our tapestry, our quilt, must grow in texture, color, and complexity, representing all the beautiful diversity that the most beautiful quilts do. Pieces of all of our stories and our gifts, our time, talents, and treasures. We all have a thread to contribute to make it beautiful. And I thank you for this endorsement for high level of service, because the service that I'm giving is just the beginning. I'm only out 5 years, so I feel so humbled to be here in such esteemed company, but you've not seen anything yet. So get ready, because it is going to be quite a journey, one that our founders would most assuredly be proud of. Thank you all.